my name is Leanna.
Hey, my name is Pam, and you're watching Arts Alive Delaware.
The Wilmington Children's Chorus exists to make arts education accessible for children of color and low-income families in the city of Wilmington. So we partner with community centers, schools, and after-school sites to make sure that every child, no matter their family's socioeconomic status, can experience the power of music.
Yeah, that's basically what we do. We're out in the community. We're bringing music to the people. The people are coming to us for music. We hold concerts, festivals, travel internationally. We do a bunch of things to, share the love of music.
We serve 780 children ages 6 weeks to 18 years old through a bunch of different programs. We start as young as infants, and we're with kids up until they graduate from high school. One of the great things about the Wilmington Children's Chorus is that we work with kids and families throughout their entire childhood and school career. So we get a baby when they're 6 weeks old, and we stay with them until they're ready to graduate and go on to their college or career of choice. I think the families really benefit from working with trusted educators who know and love their kids and who have known and loved their kids literally since they were born. We form a musical support system for these kids and families. We're not just teaching them music, but we're also teaching them about the city of Wilmington, about what they're capable of, about working together. They're building leadership skills. They're learning how to cooperate and be a member of a team. And they're doing this throughout their entire childhood.
The great thing about WCC and who we all serve is that we're in different pockets of the community, different pockets in Wilmington, as well as Delaware in general. And it's just very great to see how they start off so young, and we just watch them grow as they continue through our various programs. And we bond with them. And some of the families, even to this day, they've been out for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And they're like, hey, we still want to stay on the email chain because we want to know what's going on. We want to know how we can support. We want to know the things that are happening because they see what we're doing for the community, and they see how we serve everyone. It doesn't really matter, as long as we're here to help bring music and fun and knowledge to everyone, it's great.
The goal behind all of the programs at the Wilmington Children's Chorus is to make music education accessible for families. We started with our performing choir program, which notably they're tuition free. We don't charge any tuition or membership fees to sing with the Wilmington Children's Chorus. And from there, we also realized families were struggling with transportation, especially low-income families, parents who work shift work. It's hard for them to get their kids to an after-school rehearsal or event. We've started partnering with community centers and after-school sites through our neighborhood choir program, which is a collaboration with Opera Delaware. We bring choir to children where they live and learn after school. That's our neighborhood choir program. We also know that music education in the earliest years of life is crucial, not just for future musical success, but also future academic and social success. But early childhood music classes are very expensive, and oftentimes they're held at very inconvenient times of the day. So our early childhood program partners with early learning centers in neighborhoods around Wilmington to bring high quality early childhood music education to preschoolers, toddlers, and infants where they are during the day.
And you'd be surprised how much the children retain that information, because you're thinking 6 weeks, what are they really learning? But they learn a lot. They will say the patterns back when we're finished class. You just hear them humming or singing the tunes that we had taught them that day. So it's interesting, because I know some people are like, oh, what can they really learn? You can learn a lot at that age, and then you're surprised to see about how it just keeps going, and how they're 5 and 6 years old at that point, but they still remember things that they were learning when they were 2 and 3.
Collaboration is at the core of everything we do, because we are so dedicated to getting music into spaces where it might not currently be, into neighborhoods that are often neglected by the arts. We partner with community centers, after-school sites, and new this year, we've piloted in-school programming in the city of Wilmington. We have partnered with Delaware Boys and Girls Club, the Walnut Street YMCA, Kingswood Community Center, Las Americas Aspira Academy, Shortledge Academy. Those are just some of our partners. And the goal with all partnerships is to enrich the site culture and enliven the school or community center community while bringing music education into the lives of the kids and families that they serve. Concerts at WCC are a lot of fun. If you haven't been, you should come.
Please come.
It's a party.
Literally.
It really does feel like a big musical party. Our goal with concerts is always to give the kids a really exceptional performance opportunity. It builds so much confidence, so much strength in their musicianship, but also strength in character to perform for a live audience. It teaches you a lot about mistakes and accountability and hard work and pride and success. So we're always thrilled to put on really exciting musical events. We perform music from around the world as well. And from here at home, we just finished up a holiday concert that was all about gospel music. And we had a time.
We definitely had a time.
We went to church, we came back, it was wonderful. We feature our performing choirs as well as our neighborhood choirs in all of our concerts and events. And the performing choirs are a wonderful opportunity for anybody to get involved with the Wilmington Children's Chorus. Those start as young as 6 years old and go all the way up through 18. So if anybody has a child who loves to sing and you want to build on their musical journey, build their confidence, build their leadership skills, and get them plugged into a really supportive community, you can learn more at wilmingtonchildrenschorus.org. We have auditions multiple times a year, and we are always admitting new singers.
During the performances for our community partners, those children, it's usually their first time being on the big stage. So I remember when I first came to the Wilmington Children's Chorus, we probably had like 3 neighborhood choir kids come to the concerts. Last year we had, 78?
Yep.
Yeah, so, and again, it was their first time, and you could just see their excitement, but also fear. But again, like how Leanna said, it builds character, it builds ownership, how they take responsibility. They know that they're performers. They can be more than just kids at the community center. You're being recorded. Celebrities are leaving you messages saying, great job, we love your music and things like that. It is a very, very big confidence booster for the children of the Wilmington community. And I love to see that, because it just kind of shows them that, you can do anything, So that's what I love about that.
One of my favorite memories is of a neighborhood choir student performing at the concert for the first time. And after they finished their song, the audience gave them a standing ovation. And it was 350 people on their feet clapping for these kids. And I was standing next to a little girl who immediately burst into tears. She couldn't process the level of support that they were receiving. Neighborhood choir students get an ovation every single concert, because the Wilmington Children's Chorus community knows that these kids need overwhelming support and encouragement in order to continue on their musical journey. And I love our families so much because they just are 10 toes down for these kids. Absolutely. And always there to support them, get on their feet for a standing ovation. Our older kids always give them a standing ovation as well. It's a really affirming opportunity for the kids to, like Pam said, know that they're musicians. I think what's special about the Wilmington Children's Chorus is that we are an arts organization that has diversity built in at every level.
Right.
We don't offer a program that isn't successful in reaching diverse audiences, because our programs were built for those audiences. The Wilmington Children's Chorus was built for the city of Wilmington, which is a very diverse town. Pam lives here, I live here, all of our team live here in the city of Wilmington. So these are our neighbors, our friends. They go to our schools. We see these kids every morning and every afternoon. And we built programs for them. So all of our programs, from our early learners music program, which starts at 6 weeks old, up until our performing choirs, where we're working with high schoolers and folks who are about to graduate, all of those programs have been built with diverse communities in mind. All of those programs have been built to be very culturally responsive, so that children are seeing themselves and their identities in the music that we're making, and built to be culturally expansive, so that they are learning about the world around them and their neighbors to their left and their right, who might have a different cultural identity. We're building programs that get kids to see themselves in music, that get kids to make music, identify as musicians, and also learn about the world around them through music.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because even though Wilmington is as diverse as it is, there's still a whole world to see, so I feel like that we are giving them those building blocks for when they, do reach that age where they are traveling out more and doing different things, they know about the world a little bit more. And that's a great takeaway, they're not going into the world blind.
There are lots of ways to get involved with the Wilmington Children's Chorus. Yeah. If you have a child who loves to sing, you should absolutely check out our website.
Yes.
You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you just want a behind-the-scenes look at running a children's chorus or our different programs. If you want to just catch a glimpse of these kids making exceptional music, definitely give us a follow on social media. Mm-hmm. Of course, we always need donations to support our work. The Wilmington Children's Chorus is tuition-free. No family is charged to sing with us in our year-round programs, and that means we rely on a really robust community of supporters. Most of our donors give between $50 and $300. Most of our donors just really care about the mission of WCC and the work that we do to make music education accessible, and they give what they can when they can. And you should come to concerts too. We have concerts in December and May every year, and they're always a fun time, and proceeds from our concerts support our tuition-free nature.
Everyone deserves an outlet. The world is really serious. And I think that the arts are important because it allows people a chance to express themselves, be free, and create something. What they create is up to them, but they have the option to create it. I think that, we do cast aside the arts a lot because it's the arts, I don't know, I think a lot of us just weren't programmed that way to think that, the arts can really get you somewhere far, but it really can because the imagination is everything. At the end of the day, that's kind of all that we have. People can take away everything from us, but they can't take away what's in our mind and what we know. And I think that that's important. That should be really honed on a lot more because the more creativity that we have in this world, I feel like the better the outcome. So with the Wilmington Children's Chorus, I believe that we really highlight these children's and families' creativity, their drive, what they want to achieve, so that we can all make something beautiful and we can show the world that, like, hey, you can do this, you can have fun, you can still have a great job with great people. It can be wonderful. Like, life can really be simpler than what we make it, So I just think that the arts is so much more important than what, society leads on. And we have to start to get our mind frame out of that. We have to start putting the arts on the same plane as like science, STEM, engineering, all that stuff, because to me, it all matters just the same.
I think we all want vital communities. We all want vibrancy where we live and learn. We all want incredible opportunities, and you don't get that without the arts.
Right.
They're so essential to your community being a happy, healthy, thriving place for you to live. They're so essential to your kids' education. Yeah. They're so essential to our understanding of the world and different cultures and communities around us. I can't imagine a world that wasn't rich with art and culture and community. I don't want to imagine a world that's not rich with those things. And those things don't come without supporting them.
Hi, I'm Sandra.
Hi, I'm Laura.
And you're watching Arts Alive Delaware. Laura likes to say we're
great art in the heart of Delaware.
We're a fully accredited museum in the state's capital, Dover, on the historic green. Just a wonderful collection of American art.
And for most residents of the Delmarva Peninsula, we are the only accredited art museum within an hour's drive. We are the art that's close to home, that really shows our community, reflects our community, and offers a great venue for that kind of respite from the day to discover something new. Well, we are founded with the collection of Sewell C. Biggs, Delaware native, who really loved this state and art of the Delaware River Valley. And that was his great passion, as he collected decorative arts from the 18th, 19th century. He also loved landscape painting, wanted the museum to be a place where people could come, take a break, kind of reset their brain. So a lot of calming landscapes, great impressionist collection. But then we've continued to add to it too over the years. Our two fastest growing areas right now are contemporary art and illustration, because Delaware is the heart of illustration in the US. This is where the first school for illustration was founded, set up. So much of the visual culture of this nation came out of this region. And you can see all the aspects of that at the Biggs. We are 3 stories. So you do get to start back. The oldest object in our collection is from the 1600s in this area, and go towards the present. And one of the things that makes our museum special is that we really try to invest in artists living in this region today. That so many museums don't really pay attention to artists till after they're dead, when they can't really benefit from that attention. And we try to use our position to elevate artists whenever we can, to show work by living artists, to acquire works, be the first work that enters a museum collection for an artist who's just starting out, so they can benefit from that boost.
When people come into our museum, they feel welcomed, they feel comfortable, they see art that's familiar to them, they see themselves in the art that we display, thanks to Laura and acquisitions that we've made recently, living artists, exhibitions, just a place where people can feel really comfortable and relax. Well, we serve the capital city of Dover, the state of Delaware, and the whole Mid-Atlantic region, because our collection is based on the art of the Mid-Atlantic region, the Delmarva Peninsula and beyond. And so we serve that audience broadly, but our members, the community members that come into the museum, that's who we're really focused on and trying to bring in and make them feel welcome. We also serve students, adults, children, military, because we're right there next to the Dover Air Force Base. So we have a broad audience and a very diverse audience. Dover is a minority-majority community, and so we do all that we can to reach everyone and make everyone feel welcome.
And the Biggs is bigger than just our 4 walls, that we are not only a place for people to visit to see the collection in person, but we try to have a reach beyond that across the state. So we have programs like our Adopt an Artwork program to put reproductions of works in our collection into K-12 schools across the state, and then provide, through grant support, funds for teachers to buy art supplies, to do projects related to that artwork. We, based on our location, we are right at the heart of downtown Dover. We're across from this state legislature, we're right on the historic green, so we are a part of every major festival in the state as well, from the Pride Festival to Positively Dover to Juneteenth, and we actively participate in all of those as well.
The Biggs is so fortunate to have a partnership with DSU. Delaware State University is one of the top-ranked HBCUs in the country. It's just 3 miles down the road from us. But through their acquisition of the Schwartz Center for the Arts, we have now a 500-seat venue just a block from the museum, which has been fantastic for arts lectures, even performing arts. We have a long-standing relationship with the Delaware Division of the Arts, and we host every year the Award Winners Show. In the past, where we've just had the visual arts in the museum, now, this year, we had a whole performing arts piece at the Schwartz, so it was fabulous. We also now have a new initiative statewide with the Rehoboth Art League that we're affectionately calling PALS, or Partnership of Art Leagues, where we're bringing together art leagues from across the state for capacity building and networking, and the Biggs is the convener of that. We also just had a great experience partnering with Delaware Shakespeare, and they came and did a fabulous performance of A Winter's Tale in the sculpture garden in front of the Bigs.
At the museum, there is the permanent collection, which is fabulous, but we're also kind of a space for community groups to come together and share what they're great at. So Delaware Shakespeare is a good example of that. We are also the venue that hosts the opening for the Dover Plein Air Festival. We have this great lawn in front of our museum where right now we have kinetic sculptures by Paul Daniel. These were shown in Lewis earlier this year as part of their Public Art Committee's project, and we had the opportunity to take those when they were coming down. But that space is always changing as well, that we have festivals out there, we have craft fairs. So it's this sort of larger area where people can come and share what they are great at. Well, at the Bigs, we have exciting programs and exhibitions. In the past, we've hosted 3 generations of Wyeth's Works from Bank of America collection. Coming up, we have shows like Elizabeth Catlett from the collection of Samela Lewis, who was her student, her mentee. It includes not only Catlett's work, but also work from Samela Lewis and from Catlett's first husband, Francisco Mora. And I think that gives you a sense of the range of shows we have. What's on view right now is a show by Roselle, this artist out of DC, and it's this interesting mashup of American hip hop culture and Japanese printmaking, because she did, after receiving her MFA from Yale, DJ in Japan for a few years and spent a while thinking about cultural appropriation of American music and visual culture there. So larger scale paintings, often on wood, with the wood kind of showing through this very transparent ephemeral painting. And performance aspects to that as well, that she collaborated with Benny Ninja in the House of Ninja in New York. So it's this wide range, and the idea is that every time you come to the Bigs, you'll see something new, surprising, maybe discover something that you absolutely love that you had no idea even existed.
We also have a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and the Arch Cannon Foundation to begin a Spanish language art education program at the Bigs. We're very excited about that, and we do programming around that that is impactful for the entire region. This is the kind of programming that we do that really has an impact not only statewide, but for the broader Mid-Atlantic region. Bigs is getting bigger. Not only are we growing in our staff size, but we have 2 additional buildings that were gifted to us from the state of Delaware on the historic green, and we're working with master planners to re-envision the campus and connect those buildings so that we have expanded exhibition space, expanded community programming space, and we're very excited about that.
Well, our museum's at this transformational moment in our history where we have outgrown our current building. The collection is expanding rapidly. Demand for our programs is expanding rapidly. So I'm excited that over the next 3 to 5 years, we get to think about how to show off these spaces better, be more welcoming, and better serve our community.
I think supporting the arts in Delaware is critical, first to our economy. And we now have data that supports the fact that what we've all known all along, viewing art, engaging with art, is good for you. It's good for mental health and well-being, and it really is a positive way to spend your time. So come and visit.
And I do think arts organizations in general are key to the livability of a place, that it's not just about going to work, getting groceries, that you need something else to do on the weekends, and a break and a chance to discover new things and explore a bit and play. That there is value in trying something new and getting messy too in an arts workshop. And it's not only livability, but there is a lot of data about arts being key to the economic strength of a region too, and how cities grow. So I'm glad that we are in the heart of Dover, and key to the tourist appeal of that downtown.
Visit the Bigs. Go to our website. We have a beautiful new website, www.thebigsmuseum.org, where you can click on Join and Give. Follow us on social media. There's so many ways to connect with us. There are volunteer opportunities, there are even staff openings. We're the fastest growing art museum in the state. So please come and see.
Yes, and vote with your feet, that there's always something new on view. We have rotating exhibitions, we're always swapping out things in our permanent collection. What's on our lawn is always changing, so come see it in person and then come back and bring a friend, that there's always something new to see as well when you come to the Bigs. And I feel like a lot of times people have experiences with art very early in life, watercolor in an art class, some crafts in their school system, but that they lose that as they get older. And I love that I'm now in a position where I can offer those lifelong experiences to people to stay creative, because everybody is creative in different ways and they need a chance to explore that a little bit more. So at the Bigs we have a range of programs, from our Read and Make program with the library aimed at younger children, to creative veterans to create a sense of community and well-being for veterans around Dover, to our work with the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute for people who took one art history class in college and haven't thought about it since, to rediscover their interest and their love for that. So I love that we're in a position to create those opportunities.
Hi, my name is Larry, and you're enjoying Arts Alive Delaware. We support the arts community by doing contemporary smooth jazz music, which we've done for more than 35 years. Local artists, national, international smooth jazz artists that are Grammy Award winners. The Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival is in Lewis and Rehoboth, Sussex County. It's in mid-October every year. The date slightly changes because of Columbus Day, which is what we follow. When you get there, you'll be surprised that the area really adds another 10 to 11,000 people, not including the locals who come to the festival. We are in 5 different locations with 2 main tent locations, which is the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center and Cape Henlopen Performing Arts Theater at Cape Henlopen High School. We do approximately 25 to 27 shows in those 5 locations. If you are into contemporary smooth jazz particularly, you'll recognize Brian Culbertson, Boney James. This year, 2 special artists. We have Sheena E. and her group, and Tower of Power, who have not been here for about 18 years, which is a big thrill. And then we have some of the supporting acts. In the early days of the festival, and we're talking about early to mid-80s, the beaches basically, Rehoboth, Lewis, and Dewey, and Bethany, especially Ocean City, closed down. So right after Labor Day, there was nothing going on. Restaurants closed, bars closed. And the president of the Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival for the last 35 years has been Denny Santangini, who owned a bed and breakfast in downtown Rehoboth. He got together with a couple other restaurateurs just to try to extend and start what we would call a second season. So it was strictly for the restaurant, bar, hotel business. After 5 years, I would say the festival really took off and folks started to look forward to that jazz festival weekend, which was basically 6 weeks out from Labor Day. And the need just grew from there. Once we became incorporated and became a 501c3 5 years into the festival, so basically 1986, 1987, and from that point forward, we've been a 501c3. There was a deep need in Sussex County to support the cancer community. And that's pretty much been our goal, is to support the Tunnel Cancer Center, BB Healthcare's oncology organization. So we've been doing that and cutting them checks every year to support that. So there's a huge need, and we support not only the patients that come in that need a place to stay. Our dollars go toward that. They go toward the everyday working of the Tunnel Cancer Center, and then also gets donated toward research. As far as educational programs, everything is done over the 4-day period. And what we've done is we fly in these Grammy Award winning smooth jazz artists. who have guest starred even on American Idol as far as the backup musicians. And they will come in and do seminars, workshops, and give talks. It's around town to Cape Henlopen High School, Sussex Academy, Delaware State University. So as the artists come in, it's pre-set up and we do these educational workshops. We found that smooth jazz was basically our calling because we kind of wanted to look at the second season as a Mardi Gras type of atmosphere. So from the early on, we started to just bring in smooth jazz artists and acts. The area, as a beach area, gets all the rock music and blues that they need during the year, and we don't try to compete with that. But that weekend, we've made into a jazz festival. And so many of the folks that we draw come from Baltimore, Washington, and Philadelphia, and New York, which are huge smooth jazz areas that we draw from. We are 100% at the Jazz Festival, total volunteers. So helping us sell tickets, cleaning the bathrooms, sweeping the floors, seating people, security, everyone is a volunteer. So you can just go to our website and there's a tab for volunteers, and that's how you get involved. Just like everywhere else in America over the last 2-3 years, costs have risen for everything. Ours have gone up 30%, and the artists, they've earned it, and we should support them in that way. So our airline cost, our hotel, our meals, our basic transportation, and the cost for the artists have going up 25 to 30%. So we always look for annually sponsorships to help us out. Over the last 35 years, we've done it ticket sales on the computer through ticks. So you go to our website, hit the ticket tab, and go through the different shows and purchase your ticket. It is a per show ticket. The prices are really not bad at all, between $50 and $100, depending on where the seat is. And most of the folks that come try to visit, out of the 25 shows, at least 15 to 20 of them, so they don't find it that big expense. And once again, we try to make it a Mardi Gras atmosphere. When you come to downtown Rehoboth, all the restaurants are open. They all have music. Their doors and windows are open because it's basically sunny and 75 in the middle of October. So it's as close to downtown New Orleans as you can get over that weekend. It's been like a big family. You have the hotels, of course, that love us and the business we bring in the second season. The restaurants, even though they're open year-round anymore at the beach, still the volume goes down after Labor Day. And when it comes to the festival weekend, bringing in about 11,000 more people, besides the folks that live up in Wilmington who have beach houses, or coming from Washington that have beach houses and come for the weekend, it really swells up pretty good. So your restaurants, your hotels, the real estate agents say they have a booming couple days over that weekend, because our festival starts on a Thursday evening with a grand opening show. But folks come in on Tuesday and Wednesday to their beach home or to the hotel, and they're shopping, they're going out to dinner, and just having a great old time. There's nothing like looking at a child's eyes when they are 8, 9, 10, and they first are really given that opportunity to get involved with music. And we're talking about music classes at school and being part of the band. So when you support the arts in Delaware, you're supporting the music movement from the ground up with the young folks. And they follow that through grade school, middle school, high school, with many of them by that time they reach 10th, 11th grade, are looking at a music career, whether they be teachers, instructors, or becoming professional musicians. So it's very important to the youth of our community. It keeps them busy, it keeps them out of trouble. And I know I started when I was 15 years old as a musician making money. So it paid for my car and my clothes and the gas in the car. and kept me out of trouble. So I think supporting the arts, especially because of the youth, is the most important thing you can do. We're going into our 36th year. Last year in October, our 35th year, we decided on a Wednesday night to do an event. We did not want it to be smooth jazz or pop or soul, which a lot of our shows, we've even done the Motown era. So we'll mix it up that way. But on Wednesday night last year, and I believe it'll be a trendsetter, we did a special BB Goes Pink to support BB's push for breast cancer and all cancer. It's an event that they have done in the past with some success, and we added it to Wednesday night and completely sold the night out in the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. And we didn't do smooth jazz, we did yacht rock. And it was just 70s and 80s dance music, and it was just a complete success that we have been able to, besides our jazz festival check support that we've done, we've been able to add just from that night an additional $20,000. So we'll do it again this year. We hope that the audience comes out, probably be yacht rock again since it was so popular, and then stay and enjoy the 25 shows that we do. Or don't even buy a ticket, come to town, enjoy the restaurants, enjoy the Mardi Gras atmosphere. You can't go wrong. And we do about 7 or 8 free concerts around town ourselves. So it's a great, great fun time event.